Okay, hello and welcome to the Dreamer Society team call. Tonight is all about free groups and helping people get started right and not feeling salesy when you're talking to people and like inviting. I'm really wanting to talk about that and how you can make it more about connecting and helping people get started and adding value to people's lives. Today is Sunday, April 15th, and I'm just going to start with some recognition first and just a few things that are going to help you guys. So like I said, tonight is all about free groups and just some announcements. So there is Summit Special for $165 if you are thinking about attending Summit, wanting to go to Summit. Please talk to me or one of the leaders about it. I would love to share my experience more. I also went live in the team page and talked more about my very first summit, my experience, how I literally went with like $200 in my bank account. But I knew that it was something that was important for my business, and plus it's also a tax write-off. So we have space still available in our home that we have rented, which is super cute. It's going to be awesome for pictures. We're renting a car and stuff. So we have a group specifically for Summit for our team page or for our team, so that when we're there, we're able to communicate with everyone. The beach bars are amazing. They were just released not too long ago, and I got the peanut butter one with chocolate. I hear the cherry one's really good, but I'm personally, I'm really picky with bars, so I went the safer route for myself and did the peanut butter chocolate. They're so good, and I can't wait to have them for traveling when I go to Mexico. Also, my mom really liked them too. She tried them. She's like, wow, those are really good. I was like, I know, right? Also, you can earn an invite to the Success Club party by helping 3 people a month from last month to this month, but having a cumulative of Success Club 20, and also earning an invite to the leadership ladder reception at Summit. And April Challenge Pack special is still going on. So all the discount or all the mega packs are discounted. And then also the 3-day refresh is $20 off. And they're also talking about this a lot at checkout. So when your customers are going to check out, now there's a way for like Beachbody, has something on the side. And right now this month it's the 3-day refresh. So you can let your, challengers know about that as well. With kind of getting started. So also the April Success Club reward is the secret sauce tank. It's for men and women. So if you help 3 people this month and hit Success Club 6, you get a free tank, which is fun. They're always rewarding us every single month. So sometimes it's shirts, sometimes it's books, sometimes it's webinars. Just depends. And then just a few upcoming important dates. So the free clean eating, obviously this is starting on Monday, so everyone's being added this weekend. We're starting tomorrow. Gabby and I have posts set out for the week, but both of us are going to be gone for this next week. So I know there are a few of you that are also leading with us, and so really just being active. If you have people in that group, please be active and posting. Also, the coach sneak peek is going to be 3 days. So it's going to be on, is the date right on this? Oh yeah, the 25th. Yeah, that's right. Gabby, you updated this for me. So April 25th is the Wednesday. So I'm back Monday night, really, really late for Mexico. I think we get in Seattle at like 11:50 p.m. And so we were talking about starting on Monday, but then I was like, I want to be home and able to like really be active in this group with you guys. So 25th to Friday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Saturday is the new coach call. So any of the new coaches from this last month, or if you've never been on one before, it's a call that's like the overview of kind of how to get started that leads into the new coach mentorship, which starts on the following Monday. And then from there, the next clean eating is the 14th of May, and then so forth. So I just wanted to give you guys these dates. They're also in the team page. You can search them. But just so that you guys are planning ahead, because I'll talk about it more as I go on in this call. But I start talking about my groups 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So I want to give you guys enough time for you to schedule out for your social media and your posts when you plan on talking about these things. And then also, again, just making sure you're on the National Wake Up Call every single Monday. I still get on the National Wake Up Call. Even if I can't get on live, I listen to the replay, and I love that it's live on Facebook now because I love seeing the coaches. I love being able to see like how they are. I'm such a visual person, so it's really fun that they're doing that. And then every other Sunday, team call. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to the newest Emerald coach, Gabby. I am just so proud of her. She just, look at her right now. She had no idea I was doing this. She just came to me and has been following me for 4 years. And, she's been a coach since October. And I think sometimes people are like, oh, like, I'm not Emerald yet. I've been a coach for like 5 months. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. But she's never given up. She's been so consistent no matter what has happened, no matter the ups or the downs. And that's what this business is about. It's about helping people no matter what happens in our life because we're human. And we're going to eat no matter what business, no matter what job we have, we're going to have stuff that happens in our life. It's just really cool that you get to choose. If you're having a bad day, you can be like, okay, I'm just going to take a little break, a little mental break. So I'm just really proud of you and all the hard work that you do every single day. I mean, your graphics are killer. Like, she made this graphic, just so you guys know. Like, she is amazing with her graphics and just using her talents. And like, I've learned this. Like, I was like, oh, I learned how to do her, the little. So I learned from you guys. I love learning from you guys, and I've learned so much from you. And then just April, the Success Club update so far. All of you guys on the board, congrats. I am so proud of you guys. And the month isn't over yet. So 3 more people, 2 more people, 1 more person, however many. But set these goals for yourself and just stick with it. Just believe in yourself. I think Gabby, last month, or no, 2 months ago at the very end, you helped like 3 people on the very last day of the month, and she had only helped 1 person or something. So you just, don't give up on yourself. Really always believe in yourself. And then the weekly top coaches of this week. So proud of all of you, Brittany, Danae, Taylor, Whitney, and Tabitha. Really cool to see some new faces up there on the leaderboard and the top coaches. So, okay, I am going to stop my screen share and now just talk to you guys. I'm going to leave it in speaker view. So I'm going to have the chat box open now. I'll be able to see Bellingham, North Carolina, Minneapolis, Florida. I'm in Bellevue, Seattle area. Another thing too I wanted to talk about, and I'll post more about, is the Emerald Retreat coming up in April. So it's going to be here in Seattle for all the Emerald coaches. And I want to talk about that more as well once we get a different time. But I wanted to just say that. So hold me accountable to that if I don't post about it within like the next day or 2, because I want to talk about it before I leave for Mexico. Okay, so let's get into what I have for you tonight. So really the importance of these free groups is helping and adding value to people's life before they invest in something, right? So we are investing in them freely. And I think that speaks so much like louder than like trying to get them to join a group right away. So this is a great way to help them learn what the community is about and to help them learn what the online virtual gym is. And today in recognition, I posted about my sermon this morning. He was talking about like the words and like what the meaning of words are. And I just really feel like we're here to help people and show people that living a healthy lifestyle doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. And you can have that support around you. And so that's what these are really. It's like kind of a sneak peek into our communities. So you're really investing in them. I have run a free group with the team since I was a coach. So the very first 2 years of my business, I was running one every single month. There was a year in my business where I stopped running them because I was listening to other coaches and I was not keeping my blinders on, and I'm kicking myself now. But I, heard someone say something about how only accepting people in your groups if they've only gotten started with a bundle pack. And I just started doing that, but I realized I didn't get started with a bundle pack. So why am I requiring these people when I was someone who was skeptical and only got started with Brazil butt lift? to get started. I feel like I'm really counting a lot of people out. So I had to reevaluate for myself, and I just feel like these free groups are so important. I'm just telling you that because I just want you guys to know, like, I've, gone up and down in my business, and I've realized how important these free groups are for you and your coaches and your future coaches to have. So how to run groups. Do it with other coaches. So you're able to lead it with us. We run one every single month as a team. If you want to lead, just post in the team page, contact me, and I will be happy to have you help lead and really just add your girls into it. And also just know that when you have a team as well, you can learn, you'll learn how to run these so that you can run these with your coaches and be able to help. And I will also share all of our resources. We have a folder that will have the welcome email, all of the posts from this clean week that we're doing, everything that you guys need to have for running these groups. And even if you're not running them, just so you have, so you can look over, you know what to expect, and you know what's coming. I'm also going to include in there like my scripts. You guys can just take it and word it how you need to word it. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, but like my emails, my DMs, kind of when people either like send me an emoji or they reach out and say, hey, I'm interested, kind of what I do from there. I keep all of my stuff in notes also. And I'll talk more about the things that I use to help me stay organized a little bit. Okay, so I always start talking about my groups 2 to 3 weeks before they're happening. And I always post about them at least 3 times a week. Why? Because not everyone's going to see my post. Not everyone's watching my story every day. I can't expect everyone to watch my story every single day. You know what I mean? So when you're posting about it more consistently, more people are going to see. Now you may be like, okay, well maybe that seems annoying, but people are going to miss it and people want to see. Sometimes people are like, wait, you're hosting a free group? Like what is, and it's, so not everyone sees that first time you announce that you're posting your group. So if you're like, oh, I posted about it and no one said anything, I'm going to say, well, how many times did you post about it in the last 3 weeks? 1 time? Well, that's why. So you have to really make sure you're posting about it consistently, at least 3 times a week, on your story and public posting. And I'm going to talk about different ways of posting. It doesn't have to always be a call to action. It doesn't always have to be an invite. It can be breadcrumbing. It can be making a recipe from the fix-it and just talking about it and posting about it and saying, next week I'm going to have a group with like 100 more of these types of recipes. Would you be interested? So there's different ways for you to talk about these groups. So breadcrumbing is one, making a meal to share. Oh, actually, that was the next one on my list. I'm doing pretty good here. So also collecting data is kind of what I like to call it with Instagram polls. And so what I have found, so I was talking to a few of you guys, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks ago, and maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe actually 2 months ago. I was like, my polls are sucking. I did a poll one time and I was like, no one responded. I have 8,000 followers, okay? And I was like, okay, maybe I need to take a break from these polls. And I did for a little bit. And I realized it was because I was kind of using and abusing. I was doing it a little bit too much. And so people were just not really interested. And so I stopped for a little bit, and then I did a series of polls. I don't know if you guys remember this, of like kind of objections that I always get. So like, what are your biggest struggles when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle? Please answer on the next slides. And what I found is by putting the polls on the next slides, they're aware that I'm going to be asking them a poll. So then I would say time or money. Okay, like those are 2 things I hear often, right? Skeptical or don't know enough. Okay, and then another one was like, I'm ready, or I want to know more. So I always do I like to call it like an open-ended poll. So it's not in like a positive way. It's not like a yes or no. It's kind of like a yes or a yes, if that makes sense. But it gives them different options and you different ways of being able to connect with them and know kind of where to start. And that will help you when you reach out to them. Oh yeah, I saw you doing that. And was that awesome? Like, okay, I was wondering, would you rather me reach out? Yeah, okay.
it really helps. Like I have like so many girls that answered, oh my gosh, yes, please. And a few answered, not ready, but I didn't mean not dry. I meant not ready, but, I actually still reached out to them and said, hey girl, let me know when you are ready and I'll be here. So those work.
Yeah, and I know Becca was saying she did a poll and was kind of like skeptical of doing it, and she said she had like 20 people respond and was kind of overwhelmed with the amount and didn't realize. And I think the same thing with you, Lindsay, like people have been like reached out, and Lindsay went live about her journey and was, you know, really emotional and was almost like nervous about it. Sorry, I'm like talking about it, but I think that you're okay with me talking about it. But people reached out to her about it and was like, oh my gosh, like you getting emotional made me emotional. And like, I can totally relate. So just really be vulnerable and like know that people want help. They just don't really know like where to get started. And that's really where I feel like these free groups help so much, because a lot of the times network marketing and MLMs don't offer free things before. Right? Like it's just more like, oh, like get this, get that. Like no one really runs groups like this. They get literally 2 weeks free access to everything we use. And, you know, I think like once they try it, just like all of us, we didn't ever wanted to stop. And even if we did stop, we came back around. You know what I mean? So just remembering your journey also in this process and just knowing kind of like where you were at. That's at least what I like to do. I always have to remember like where I started and like what I struggled with most when I was getting started. So then connecting with polls, and then also people that watch your stories. So it might be kind of like scary to reach out to people that consistently watch your story, but I would at least pay attention. So you will know like who are the first few people that always consistently watch your story. And you can reach out and just say, hey, thank you so much for the love and support. I see that you know, give me so much love and support on my page. If you are ever interested and want help, I'd love to help, but if not, totally fine. I just wanted to say hi and thanks again, or something like that. And again, only if you feel comfortable. And that's why the polls are great, because I've found that a lot of introverts would rather respond to a poll than reach out. I mean, I follow Instagram people that I'm inspired by and I want to reach out to them, but I'm a little intimidated sometimes because you don't always know if those people are going to respond, and we're human and rejection is a scary thing. You know, just as coaches, we're scared to talk to people because we're scared of being rejected. And so I have to think about that too. And I think that's why polls are great, because whenever I respond to someone, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for messaging me. Like, I didn't actually think you were going to message me. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, so you have to remember that people actually really want that. And especially if you're posting about these things, they're going to know that they know what you're about. And again, talk way more about health and like way more about other things than health and fitness. You know, that's how you're going to relate with people on a deeper level. But again, like, what did you struggle with meal planning? What did you struggle with when it comes to recipes and stuff? Like the fact that there's a grocery list I can just print out and I don't have to sit down and make it when I have 2 kids running around. Like that's amazing, you know? And it's like, I don't have to go search on Pinterest. I just know where it is and everything's right there. So another thing, keeping notes in your notes on your iPhone or using Google Docs. So you can download Google Docs on your phone, and that way you can access everything anywhere you are. So I have a folder, let's see, right here, and it's called Productivity. It has Zoom, my Docs, my Google Drive, my Excel, and my Sheets. It's all right here. So I can just go to my Drive, literally, and I can just find any resource that I want or that I need that I have connected to my Drive. And that's why I use Gmail. Another thing I would really suggest is using Google Streak and looking up Brooke Lipoff's videos. I'll talk a little bit more about that also. But Google Docs is what I use. And another thing I was going to say is making a fitness email or like a business email or something, so that you have just one specific Gmail account for your business. That way, like, your stuff isn't getting lost in all of your other things. And like, that's what I have hooked up for my like my self-love application and stuff like that. So I just would suggest that. It's something that I did and I found really helpful. Also, you can tell people to DM you an emoji, or if you're gonna have people do that on your picture, make sure you have them do DM an emoji. Don't have them put their email, because Instagram blocks emails now. So if you're like, hey, like, and you want to know more, drop your favorite emoji below, or drop the booty emoji below, or whatever, you know. Make sure you're doing an emoji and not an email, because you won't be able to see it. Instagram, for some reason, now blocks it. Okay, so physical post ideas, like I said, a meal from Fixate, a hyperlapse video of you cooking your dinner or meal prepping, something that's obviously a minute long, because that's the only way that Instagram, you know, Instagram only does that. And also curiosity marketing. So when I'm talking about these meals, I'm talking about my meal plans that I have on my virtual gym. I'm not saying Beachbody On Demand. I'm not saying Fixate. I'm just talking about generalization. I get, you know, recipes and meal guides and the grocery list. So kind of, again, breadcrumbing and curiosity marketing. If you haven't watched the video I posted in the team page, also search Shalene Johnson, and the video I posted should pop up. It's her video from Summit, all about curiosity marketing. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. She's super easy to watch, so it's not like a boring talk at all. I love her. She's not dry, and she's freaking hilarious. So go watch that so you know more about curiosity marketing, because that's what is the best right now when it comes to our type of business. Let's see. Oh, I think that's all I had for that one. And if you guys have any other posts or anything that like have helped you when it comes to talking about the free clean eating group, please feel free to comment, or Gabby, later you can say something if I'm missing anything. And just know that it takes time and people to trust you. So if they don't come around the first month, it's okay. If they don't come around the second month, it's okay. It could take 4 years. You never know. So, you know, just trust the process, and just know that, like, if you're doing this for yourself and you're doing this because you just genuinely love living a healthy lifestyle and helping people, there's no time limit. There's no time limit for me. I'm going to be here forever. This is what I'm going to do forever. And, oh, did you want to say something?
No, I was going to go off of that. I was going to say, you know, I always remind my girls, like, if they're not ready, like, I'm still going to be here, because I think that's what most people are always afraid of. It's like signing up and then, like, you know, okay, I always remind them, I'm not going to just sign you up and then disappear. Like, I get their phone numbers. I reach out to them. I just started doing check-ins with my girls. So, like, I split it up in half. I do it on Mondays and on Wednesdays, but I don't tell them when I'm going to do it. You know, and I think for the Clean Week group and for the internship, you're gonna think that you're being annoying posting so many times, but realistically, you're really not. If people don't like it, they're gonna unfollow you, and that's fine. Then they aren't the right people for you. And I think that being consistent is going to pay off in the long run. I mean, for me, I thought I was being annoying, you know, but the way I was doing it actually, and being authentic about it, the girls reached out to me and were like, because you were posting every day, and because like I woke up every morning and your story was the first story that popped up, and it made me want to join Clean Week, and it made me want to do this. Like, I have a girl that just posted yesterday and said, because of you and because of your stories, like, I finished 80-Day Obsession. And I, like, honestly, I was like, no way, like, this that wasn't because of me, but it was. And I mean, I've only been doing this for how long, Emma? Like 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, the first 2 months, like, I really wasn't, you know, a couple of months, I wasn't really like active, like full blown active, until January. And even then in January, when we were running groups, I didn't have one girl. I didn't have one girl for Clean Week. And then slowly I started adding like 1 or 2. And so you just got to give it time. Okay. Don't give up. Just be consistent, and it'll all
Well, and I think your confidence builds too, especially the more people that start to say yes. I mean, I think that's why you can't give up either, because your confidence builds the more you just do it and the more you just like fail forward, really.
Yeah. And the more that you're confident, the more that the universe is gonna pay off. Because I feel like for me, when I'm like, I know I'm gonna sign, I don't even say I know I'm gonna sign girls up. I don't even say that. I say I know I'm gonna help girls, because that should be your goal. Okay. Your goal should be to help at least 3 to 5 girls each month. And I know that's my personal goal.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. And yeah, so okay, so I just want to get into email options now. So just like kind of wanting to give you a rundown of what I do. So when I'm posting on Instagram stories, or I'm talking about, clean week and things like that, and I'm like either doing a poll. So I'll say for the poll, when it came to the time and the money, I reached out to those people and I said, hey, I noticed on, actually, hold on. I'm just going to read to you because I saved it in my notes. So I'll just read to you what I said. Hold on just a sec. Okay. So one, I have like a thing right here. So I had all of the polls that I did, and I was just going to put the response to each section that I had. So when people said the time or money, I said, hey, babe, thanks so much for being active in my last poll. I seriously learned so much. I saw that you said time is one thing that is holding you back. If you don't mind me asking, when you say not enough time, does that mean not enough time in your schedule or not enough like in your workouts for a day? Obviously say what you want, word it how you want. I know Gabby words it differently. Like she took what I said and made it her own. So just word it how you want. And I tweak it with everyone. So that was like my base one. And honestly, like the first time I send an invite out like this, I sit on it and I retweak it for probably 10 minutes. Like I'm not lying. And then I'll send it. And then I'm like, okay, now I have a good one, but then I always kind of forget to save it back in my notes, so I have to go back in and resave the edited version that I did. But for some reason, once it's in that like message to send, I just have to retweak it because it just, I don't know. So again, like I'm not perfect. I just do what works for me, okay? So do what works for you. So one, there's canned responses. So in Gmail, if you do not have it set up yet, look up canned responses. I had to just YouTube it, super simple. I'll just show you. I'm just going to share my screen. I hope that's okay with you guys. Let me get to my inbox. Okay, hold on. All right, so if I'm going here, see how I have a new message? Do you see right here how there's this arrow? So if I click on it and I go to canned responses, all my canned responses pop up. So right here, this is so if someone wants to know what Clean Week is, this is what I send them. Hey, I'm so excited. You want to know more about my free group? First, I'd love to know what your goals are. So if they DM me and they say, hey, I want to know more, I say, okay, that's awesome. What is your email? I'd love to send you more and connect with you more, because I just find my DMs kind of get lost sometimes. And so I'm really trying to use my email more when it comes to these things. And then I say, second, this virtual gym, 2 weeks, this is plus our accountability. And I link them a overview of Beachbody On Demand. Super simple. It's literally like the 5-minute video that's like step by step. This is what Beachbody On Demand is. It doesn't even have like what the challenge pack. So I, just talk about this as a lifestyle. And then I just let them know to let me know what they want to do, and they go forward. And usually they're like, yes, I want to do it. So then when they say they want to do it, okay, obviously not that one. Go back here. So I have my canned responses. So again, you can tweak this for everyone, but this is just so nice to have, so you're not rewriting this email over and over and over again, because that's going to happen to you. And again, it's really nice to have these as well, because you're going to start to get the similar questions over and over again. And that way this gives you kind of a template. And then again, you can tweak it for everyone else. So Clean Week, they're ready, and the next steps. So this is the link to get the free trial and next steps of joining the free group. So this is what I say. This is the click here to get to, the 2-week free trial. And then here's the link to request. So this is, if they already have the free trial, because I've sent it to them or something's happening that way, I'll just send them this last half right here. But does that make sense? Does that help seeing this? And I'll post all of these emails in the team page so that you guys can see them. But was that helpful to see? Okay. And then also, again, I said Google Streak to just keep track of all the people that are messaging you in the free group. I'll just share my screen again with you guys. So this is Google Streak down here. Can you guys see right here? So free groups, so this is where I can just keep track of everyone. So just making sure you have that. I'm honestly not as consistent with that as I should be, but I have all of my customers from my back office in there. There's a way to import. I would have to find a video on how to do that, and I totally can. But it is really simple. You're able to import all of your customers to your streak. And then let's see. So yeah, really, I just want to know what their goals are first. So before I tell them anything else about the free clean eating group, I address it. I want to help you. I want to tell you more. What are your goals? But again, kind of leading over into email will help keep you a little bit more organized and not have your stuff get lost. And then sharing what Beachbody On Demand All Access is. And then, yeah. Oh, one more thing. So I was getting a lot of questions about whether to send the clean week pack for the actual clean week or the 2-week free trial with like the Shakeology sampler. I personally do the 2-week free trial, which is if you just search the link generator, you go all the way down to the very bottom and it says Beachbody On Demand. That will give you your link. So in the link generator, you put your coach ID, and then it converts all the links to be able to go through your coach account. So when you send that to them, make sure they hit the club account, the club membership, because that's the one that will give them the 14 days for free. And I just say, just know you're putting your card info in, but it will not charge you until the 14 days is up, and I will help remind you to cancel it. And then again, I also have already told them about upgrading, so I'm like in that email. I say, if you want to know more about the bundles and your future options, let me know and I'd love to tell you more. If you want to invest further. I always say invest because they are investing in themselves. And so I think putting it that way kind of helps them know more like, okay, like I'm investing in myself. And then I always give them the option of the sampler pack. So when you're sending them the link for the Beachbody On Demand, after they've gotten the free trial, they're able to go in there and go to shop, and they can just purchase the sample box of Shakeology. Or you should be able to also send them another link for that as well. That will just direct them to that. But once they have their account, they can just go to shop. And that way they're able to try it during the free group, to see if they want to invest further. That way they know, once they're ready to do the bundle, kind of what they want. So it's really just to help open them up. And if they're skeptical, that's good. And I loved your post, Nikki, in the group about, skeptical and just, how to kind of talk about the pyramid scheme and all that. And I hope that video was helpful. But I just think that this is a great way to help those people who are skeptical, hey, I'm not asking you to buy a thing. Like, you literally have nothing to lose. And so it really takes that excuse, all of those excuses away, the time excuse, the money excuse, the, whatever excuse they have. If they have an excuse for not wanting to join a free group, then they're just not ready. Like, plain and simple. That has nothing to do with you. Nothing.
I'm sorry, I wanted to tell you, because I was telling Emma the other day, I had a girl who told me she didn't have enough money. I still can't get over it. Who didn't have enough money to join, but then her husband posted a video of all of her Amazon and online purchases that came to the door all at the same time, and was like, my wife has an addiction to online shopping. But doesn't want to invest in herself. So clearly some people just don't, their headspace, their mindset are just not where they're supposed to be, and they're going to give you excuses, and you just got to laugh at it. Because I was like, I can't blame this girl.
And that's why Streak's really good, because you can put that on your list for someone to check in with. And whenever I'm checking in with people, I just let them know that I have a free. So this is another way. Free groups are great when it comes to following up. So you can say, hey, I have a free group starting. I didn't want it to pass you by because I know you were interested last month, but it just wasn't the right time. If now still isn't the right time, totally fine. But again, like, and then I say, but I didn't want it to pass you by if you wanted to do it. That's kind of how I end it. And a lot of the times they're like, thank you so much for checking in. It's still not the right time. Or thank you so much. I'm ready. Like, tell me more. So really, people are more upset when you don't remember them. Like, I think sometimes people are like worried to follow up because they're like, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want her to think that I'm like making her do it. You're not making her do anything. If you've talked to them before about it and they just weren't ready, like, don't just like push them in the corner, because if someone did that to me, I don't know if I'd be here, you know? And so again, I have to think back to myself and, you know, my fears and my objections, and I just address them. I tell people I didn't get started with Shakeology. Does that mean people don't get started with Shakeology? No, more people get started with Shakeology first because I told them I didn't, and now I've been drinking it for 5 years. You know, so when you're honest with people, they love that because they don't want people to be lying to them. We're not lying to anyone. You know, this is a lifestyle. This is, I don't know. I just love what we're about, and yeah, so then I just kind of lead in with the bundles. I say, let me know if you want to know more. And then from there, I just break it down. You know, I say, these bundles include this, depending on if I've already talked to them about if a program has stood out to them. So that's kind of what I say. Like, have you been able to explore a little bit? Is there any program or anything that stood out to you? And then that way you kind of know where to go. And if you never know what to say, or you're like, I don't know what to say, post in the team page. We're here to help, in the message thread, whatever. And we can just, you know, we're all working together. Like it takes time. And yeah.
You explain to them the difference between the 14-day free trial and the free membership?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, because the free membership, they don't get access to anything except for Clean Week.
Yeah. Okay. So when they do I said when they click that, do the club membership, that way, because you have to put your card number in, but yeah, the free membership just basically gives you access to like buy things.
Yeah, it's literally just the workouts to Clean Week. You don't get anything else. But it's free, so.
Yeah, so that's all I have. I hope that was helpful. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to chat in the chat box. But thank you for being on live. And if you're watching the recording, thank you so much for watching the recording. And next team call will be in 2 weeks on Sunday, the 28th. Sorry, 29th. That was a Saturday. So Sunday the 29th at 5 p.m. And yeah, I'm going to end the recording. Hold on.